Yay Networks.
Hello, everybody. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. And you know what? We are still neighbors, and I'm just so excited about it. And not only are we still neighbors, we are still in our right mind. You know how the church folks say, woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus, and thank God I have all my faculties and my senses and all that other stuff. Well, anyway, I said all that because you know what? It is Mental Health Month. And I tell you, without your mental health, honey, you ain't got nothing. I often wonder, I sit down and thought about it one day. I said, what could I live without? Could I live without a toe? Could I live without hearing? Could I live without seeing? Could I live without my mind? And I don't know. I think I got to live with all of them. But, honey, I'm just so glad that I'm in my right mind right now. And my guest today, y'all, is a wonderful person. She is definitely an advocate for mental health, honey. Her name is Miss should I say, let me rephrase it. She is Councilwoman Miss Carmalitha L. Gumbs, honey, Gumbs. I mean, I'm just jacking up this woman all her damn name. You would think I didn't have my right mind. But anyway, Miss Councilwoman Carmalitha Gumbs, and now she's been organizing initiatives, y'all, and creative goals with the city, y'all, of South Fulton, that's part of Atlanta, Georgia, y'all, for the past 7 years. And you know what? She is most passionate about mental health, because I tell you, honey, we definitely got to have it. So if I don't hurry and bring her on, honey, you'd think I didn't have mine. So put your hands together, y'all, for Councilwoman Miss Carmalitha Gumbs. How we doing there, Councilwoman?
All is well here in South Fulton.
Yes, you know what, and I think I'm in South Fulton, because I often, I still don't know Atlanta yet, and I've been here now for, 12, 13 years, but I still forget. I get lost. I was lost the other day. I'm like, damn, I got to use my GPS, honey, because I just know my area. But I think like downtown Atlanta, by the Fox Theater, that's still part of Fulton County, right?
That is still Fulton County, but that is the city of Atlanta.
Yeah. I got so many counties out here and towns, Smyrna, Decatur, all these damn places. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
That's okay. South Fulton is one of the newest cities. Today is our 7th birthday. So we are 7 years old. Yes. A very affluent African-American community just south of the airport. Lots of opportunities for economic development and just a lot of great things happening in South Fulton. But I am honored to be here with you today.
Well, and I'm glad to have you, because you're here for one of the topics that I'm really near and dear to, honey. I mean, mental health is definitely something. And I've been telling people, and I told Leslie this too, and I know she needs to connect with somebody. I want to be a part of, some type of podium or be on some type of panel with mental health, because, girl, I mean, I've experienced my mental health, but I'm going to let you tell us about it, and then I'll, chime in and tell you about all my little wonderful mental health challenges.
Well, definitely mental health. May marks Mental Health Month, definitely here, Mental Health Awareness Month. And we really want to try to promote and have conversations, organic conversations about mental health. One of the things that you'll find, especially in communities of color, is that we don't talk about mental health.
No.
It's kind of like a taboo, or they always tell us, if you remember Granny and Auntie and them, they'll say, just pray it away or go to church or whatever the case may be. And sometimes that's not enough. I think we need to, really open up the conversations, provide outlets for people. And the reason why I've gotten into mental health is, number one, I started to see a trend during the pandemic. Sitting on council, we saw a spike in suicides, especially in my district, and it started to become concerning. And of course, saw an increase in domestic violence. So the things that you typically don't normally see, that's usually hidden. We don't have a whole lot of crime. We don't have a whole lot of violent incidents, but we were having those spikes, and it really caused me to really think about acting and finding a way to have these conversations. Now, the first time I did an event about mental health, especially with the police, I think only 3 people showed up. And I was like, what is going on? Again, going back and peeling back the layers, it's about the history of how we were, trained, and talking about mental health is seen as trauma. And again, it is an opportunity for us to have conversations and to be supportive for other people. We've done some research, and I believe last year we had about 76 suicide deaths and about 71 attempts at suicide in the city of South Fulton, and about maybe 400 or so domestic violence incidents. So what that really said to me was that we needed to find something or a way to act. And one of the things that Leslie is helping us with is Couture and Compassion, which is a fashion show that every girl loves fashion. So I love
guys too, Councilwoman.
And we wanted to tie in, the component of mental health and allowing people to really enjoy fashion, and then also to, again, provide resources and support systems for mental health, and just, let's talk about it. So
and you know what? So, Councilwoman, why do you think that? You think because maybe it went back to slavery days or whatever, and do you think it may have went all the way back because Black people, we had to present ourselves as being strong, and we couldn't seem weak, so we couldn't say that we were having mental issues? I mean, what you think it could have been?
I think it's history. I think it is. It goes back generations and generations. And it also goes back to, the leaders of our families. Men have always been told, our fathers, that don't cry, or, raising young boys, you can't cry. It shows signs of weakness. So again, if, kids are growing up in those type of environments, and we only do what we're taught to do,
exactly,
repeating the same things, and we have to find different ways because our world is changing right before us every single day. So.
It sure is. I was telling a friend about this because I knew I was going to be talking with you, and I was saying, you remember back in the day, honey, Aunt Nellie was locked up in that back room. And she was going through mental challenges, but nobody talked about it. They said, she kind of, and they just locked her up in the room or whatever and stuff like that. We didn't talk about it because I guess it was a form of embarrassment, maybe, and what have you. Well, I tell you what, honey, I am not embarrassed. I wave my flag, and I let people know, damn it, yes, I am bipolar. I mean, I was diagnosed, 20 or so years ago. I was in high school. They didn't know what it was then, but so the doctor had, my first doctor had told my parents, well, let me rewind. My dad had to come pick me up from school. And, because I was craving sugar. That's what they said, I was craving sugar, whatever. But anyway, my parents took me to the doctor. The first doctor diagnosed, said, he need glasses. So they thought I needed glasses, girl. So they prescribed me some glasses, which I do wear glasses now. And then I graduated and I moved to Houston. And I had another episode. My friends found me wound up, honey, in the corner, wrapped up in a blanket. So they told the apartment manager, so the apartment manager let them in. So they brought me to the hospital. Honey, when I woke up in the hospital, I was on the psych floor. So I was there, honey, for like a week or so because my parents couldn't find me. And then when they finally found me, they came to the hospital and they talked to the doctor. The doctor diagnosed that it was bipolar. So I stayed there, for a night or so. Then I went home. Had a nightmare. My parents brought me home. I had a nightmare. I was dreaming that the monsters was chopping me up in the brains. So I ran upstairs to my parents and told them that the monsters was chopping me up in the brain. So they said, Gary, you gotta go back to the hospital. So they brought me back to the hospital and they put me in this hospital in Houston called Charter. It was new. It was a psychiatric hospital. So I stayed there for 4 months because they had me on so many different medicines though to try to time because I was on Cogentin, Escalate, Norvain. I was on all these different medicines. So when I got back home, I was walking like a zombie. So it was just so much. But nevertheless, they finally found the right medicine. They put me on lithium, and I've been on lithium now for over 30 years. So and it has helped. And I tell like my coworkers, I said all of them are bipolar, but they haven't got diagnosed. At least I know my damn diagnosis. I know what's wrong with me, honey, and I take my damn medicine because all the other ones, they all good and crazy. But it's very interesting, though. When the doctor gave me when my parents had picked up the medicine from the doctor told my parents he's gonna be on this for the rest of his life, and we never would have thought that. And I am, and if I don't take my lithium, honey, I ain't no good.
But Gary, you know how you can help other people is sharing your story. I think that's one of the things.
I share every time I can. I don't know why. I don't know what is part of the budget. I don't know what. I would love to share my story with y'all and do be on some type of committee and stuff because I listen to this and I talk to people and I tell people about it because the thing about it is, Councilwoman, people got things all mixed up, honey. Quote unquote crazy. If this look like crazy, I think everybody needs to be crazy then. Because people think that just because you're going through mental issues, you look at a certain kind of way, you're slobbering from the mouth or whatever. No.
Yeah.
I mean, honey, I'm very well adjusted, and I know what I'm dealing with. And I know if I don't take my medicine, honey, I know there's a problem. Now, don't get me wrong. Initially, I stopped taking it at one point. Ain't nothing wrong with me, honey, when them episodes start coming. And I'm like, something wrong with me. And I just take my medicine, honey, on a regular because I know I have to have it.
Yeah, it's important. It's important. So if you are able to use your platform, and I'll talk to Leslie as well, is that we have to have more people that look like you that are comfortable with sharing their story. Yes. And I think that's one of the things too, is that a lot of people don't want to talk about it because again, they feel like it's a stigma attached to it. And in order for you to help somebody and to make an impact, you're going to have to share your story.
Exactly. And like I said, I share it every time I can. I know my producer and everybody gets sick of hearing it, but I talk about it. But you know what? Another thing too, though, some people take the medicine, because I know some people, but I'm not calling no names, and they don't think it's going to make them say, oh, I won't be funny no more. It doesn't dampen nothing, honey. It doesn't slow nothing down, because once you get the damn right dosage or whichever medicine you're going to take, you'll be fine.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too, is making sure that you have the right dosage, because a lot of these drugs, like you said, you were on those at first when they couldn't find the right one. You were operating in a zombie, real probably distant and just despondent.
And stiff.
Yeah, and stiff. And that makes people concerned. So again, just not being on a whole bunch of medicine. I think now we've moved into an era where a lot of the doctors now can, really pinpoint the diagnosis and then are able to help you a lot faster. So you don't have to go through a bunch of $1 million treatments and things of that nature. I just think that, if we talk more about it, we can do more about it.
Yeah, because I went to, I was telling somebody about it. I think my coworkers, they just thought it was crazy. They just left it. They just crazy. Because initially I started going to MHMR, mental health, mental retardation. That's where I started at. And that's where I got my first medicine. And I got my psychiatry there. I go sit and talk to her every month. And that's one thing too, though, Councilwoman, that I love. I love sitting there talking to my psychiatrist, because honey, you get to vent things that you can't tell everybody else because they wouldn't understand it. But I was able to tell her stuff, and it helped me out tremendously. I used to be the type of person where, baby, you could just walk over me. Not no more. Because, honey, going through that therapy and stuff, honey, I learned a lot and I cut out a lot. And, I learned too, because I'm the type of person too, like in my family, I remember everybody's birthday and all that stuff, but shit, nobody remember mine. So she said, well, you got to remember, Gary, everybody ain't like you. So if you want to celebrate those birthdays, you do it. If you don't, you don't have to, because, honey, just because you like it, that doesn't mean they like it, which I learned too about being a phone person. I was the type of person calling everybody. And I'm like, well, they ain't called me back. She said, well, everybody's not a phone person.
Yes.
So if you want to be a phone person, call because you want. Because you have to do things and expect nothing in return because nobody's like you. Everybody ain't like you.
Absolutely.
And I had to learn that. And that was a wonderful thing. And it got me to where I'm at today, too. And not only that, though, too, me going through therapy and, my parents, finding out, things about me and stuff, it made me the person that I am, because I don't have any shame, honey. You can't shame me.
Yeah.
And, and stuff like, it'll make you, it could help you. It did for me.
And you brought up another good point, Gary, is that people, really think going to a therapist or a psychologist is another taboo. They don't want to go, especially in communities of color. I talk to men all the time and they're like, I'm not going to see this, that, and the third. But again, crazy. It opens up so many outlets, and also for our youth as well, because we've had quite a bit of students, at Westlake High School or at all of the high schools around that have, kids have taken their life because they didn't have an outlet, or the family didn't really allow them to talk about it, or
and
didn't
that's
have
the family. Resources. And that's the sad part about it, because you got to remember, honey, Keisha didn't know how to do it when she was coming up, and she was young when she had a little nook. So hell, she don't know how to pass it on to him because hell, she didn't know. And that's the sad thing about it, how it is. But honey, like I said, it worked for me, and I am just glad that I did it. And I can tell people too, though, you're not gonna always still just be at your happiest, but at least, once you go through it and learn, and time passes by, you'll learn how to adjust, and you'll learn how to control, your feelings or what have you. because I know I'm not always happy all the time, and I go through my little signs, and maybe I get a little depressed, but girl, I snap out of it, honey. I'll go ahead and walk the mall or do something, and you get
Yeah.
out of it and stuff. So it's not like you're gonna, just because you taking the medicine and stuff, that you're just not gonna always be depressed. You're not gonna be as depressed as you could have been, and you'll be able to adjust.
Yeah,
And
we
it
have
won't be
to
as
find
bad.
creative outlets. We have to
Yes.
either, whether it's walking, whether it's reading or listening to jazz music, just different creative outlets to kind of take you from that place of where you are right then to,
Exactly.
just getting over that hump. So it's a lot. And hopefully our event on Friday will provide additional resources or different outlets like fashion. This is an outlet for many people,
That's
being
my
creative and
outlet.
designing. Yes.
I go to the mall, Councilwoman. I'm telling you, every single day.
Oh my
I go
goodness.
to the mall every day. I love the mall, honey. I love shop, and I go to the mall sometimes to just clear my head. I just go sometimes to go see the latest colors. What's the latest
Mhm.
colors and stuff? I go to the mall and I love fashion, honey. Now I'm not well, I guess I'm somewhat of a clothes horse, but I know how to shop. I know how to get stuff on sale,
Yeah.
and I know how to get the best. And I know how to get it on sale so I don't get broke or go broke or whatever. But fashion definitely is, a good, thing for people, so.
Yeah, so we're excited, and hopefully, you may be able to stop by and hang out with us,
Yeah.
and just see what all these talented young people have. These are people in our community, entrepreneurs. Some are some high school students, so we're really excited about what they have to showcase.
They did the
At
clothing. They created the clothing.
They created the
It's
clothes.
funny. I do an event every year. I just did it last week. I do an event every year in Jackson, Mississippi, where the local talents or whatever, they do their clothing. They create, all that wonderful fashion, whatever. And I've been hosting it now for 10 years. I just did it
Wow.
last week.
Wow.
So that's
Now
a
you
good thing.
got to bring some. You got to bring it to Atlanta
Yeah,
or
child.
South Fulton.
Yes. No, but that's a good thing. But I'm glad though, and hopefully, I think it's a good thing, and hopefully, we could collaborate or do something, honey, because I think it's a
Absolutely.
good thing, and I definitely think people need to know, and I like I said, it's, it once had the stigma, but you don't have to be ashamed of it, because like I said, I'm not ashamed at all because it helped me out. So
Yeah, yeah. And if you can reach another person through your story, that's the most impactful
yes,
at the end of the day, because you never know what another person is going through. And if that is the day that they feel like they want to, really just risk it all and just kind of end
exactly.
life. So just a small conversation or just checking in on your people, saying, hey, you good? Is there anything that I can do for you? Just
Exactly.
something to let people know that you care. So, yeah.
And and also too, in situations like that too, and like I like what Oprah said too, when you're going through your moments where you're feeling down or whatever, you gotta just change channels, honey, in your head. Just
Yeah.
change channels. And also when you change the channel too, sometimes you gotta change people. Because I had to change some people.
Absolutely.
I had to change some people because, honey, everybody ain't on the same. Like they say, everybody go sit on the front row at your concert. So, honey, so you got sometimes, get some of that people out. It was a gospel song. I don't know how I moved from my old house. I moved from my old friends. I moved from my old way of strive. Thank God I moved up to a brand new life. And you just gotta let it go.
You got to let it go. And I'm learning that. So that's not an easy skill to have, to just let it go. So that is a practice that I am learning.
Oh, well, you'll get it, honey. And no, it's not easy, but you like I tell people, honey, I don't care who's watching. I say sometimes, like, you got to do the white woman sometime with you. Girl, I didn't see you. Baby, you got to do that. And girl, in your head, you be like, I don't want to see your ass anyway. But anyway, you just keep it going.
I'm going to try that now.
Yeah. Yes, Lord, you just got to do that sometimes. So it's all good, though. It's definitely all good. All right, so Councilwoman, so tell us again now about the fashion show, and if there's tickets to be purchased or whatever, what people need to do to get to this fashion show.
Yeah, I actually think we're at capacity, but we can make room for some more folks. It is this coming Friday, May the 3rd. It begins at 6:30. We have a reception that will be happening, and then we have the show that will actually start at 7. So that will be at the Southwest Art Center here in South Fulton at 915 New Hope Road. It will be a grand time, and I just hope that people will come out and support support, understanding what mental health is about in a fun, creative way. So that's all it is. And if they need to find out more tickets, they can find out by going to my website at Councilwoman Carmalitha Gumbs, or they can go to the City of South Fulton's website as well. Click on the link and get the tickets. But you can find it. It's on Eventbrite. It's on a whole bunch of different locations. But we're open arms. We'll welcome you and have a good time.
Well, all right. So, like we do in Jackson. So, should the audience dress to impress? You know,
Oh,
it is
definitely.
a style show.
Definitely. I would say dress to impress, or just come as yourself. I don't want to put pressure on folks, but
Yeah.
you will leave creative, and you will have the best time ever. So anytime, I'm the fun council person. I don't know about nobody else, but hopefully my colleagues not looking.
So tell me this. So can what is it? Damn, I was about to ask you. Oh, so will the audience or people be able to purchase some of the clothing? Do you know?
No, I don't think so. I think the designs maybe I would have to check on that. So I don't want to say yes, but they may be able, the designers may be able to sell a few pieces as well.
Oh, well, good. Well, Councilwoman Gumbs, I thank you so much for stopping by. And is there anything else you need to let the public know before we click this?
Absolutely. Other than happy birthday to the City of South Fulton, we're about to have our State of the City address in a couple of hours. Again, at Southwest Art Center, we're excited about the progress that the city is making. I'm excited just about our future overall, and I just ask people to continue to support the City of South Fulton. Don't believe everything you see on the media or read, but we're a great city on the rise, and just some great things. So keep following us and keep praying for us.
Well, all right then. Well, Councilwoman Gumbs, thanks again, honey, and good luck to you in your endeavors. And I'm gonna try to make it better because I try to be transparent just a little bit. But Gucci is having their opening.
You should have told me. We would have scheduled it on a different day because I love it.
But I wish I would have known that too, because I'm like, because they just opened up the new store and I was invited to come to the opening and whatever. So I said, okay, girl, y'all giving anything away? Because I know my coworker, she had when she had her party at Tom Ford and they had the opening, honey, they gave us all sunglasses. So we like free. But anyway, but I'm gonna try my best to make it. I might just make it over there too. So I may try to get there. So just for you.
Right. Well, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you have an excellent day.
Yeah, you do the same, honey, and good luck to you in your endeavors. Are you not running for? You're not being reelected or nothing yet, right? You didn't.
Nope, not yet. Okay. Not yet.
All right, then. Well, when you do, honey, come back.
Okay.
All right. That's Councilwoman Gumbs, honey. I mean, Mental Health Month. Y'all remember, honey, mind is a terrible thing to waste. And I'm sure y'all know that expression, where that came from, honey. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I want you all to have a great day and a better tomorrow, okay? And if you like what you heard us say, just click here. All right. Bye.